Hello, my loves, and welcome back to another message. Tonight, as I was opening myself up to the message that's incoming, a very strong, warm image came to mind, and it was this beautiful, glowing heart in the shape of, the stylized heart that we all draw. Not an actual anatomical heart, but it was glowing so beautifully. It was a radiant heart. And the core of it was this gorgeous ruby red color, as though light was shining through the ruby, or like light shining through stained glass, red stained glass, and this sort of golden aura around it. So let's get into the message and see how that's influencing this. So I have my Seasons of the Witch Letha deck here. Tell us about the message that you want us to hear today, Spirit. Do you want any more of these? Okay. Third one? Yeah. Okay. So what we have here to start is number 29, Rewild. Let your soul's garden grow wild, setting yourself free and allowing mysteries to surprise you. And what a beautiful sky behind. Number 25, Money Magic. It is in limiting beliefs that magic goes to die. And I know a lot of us live in these sort of, I hear it said all the time, but lack mindset, that we are not allowed to make money. No siree, no siree. And we have number 3, Cancer. Call yourself back from all space and time to feel, sense, and reflect on the oceans of your presence within. I think the message here, the wild heart, we have that radiant heart that I saw before getting into this tonight. We need to call in our wild hearts back to reconnect with the magic that is innately within us. The magic that I feel is very human, and that is of abundance and joy and curiosity, and yes, this wildness. Returning to the ways in which we should be in this world together. Joyful, never in lack. Look how bountiful this scene is here. Even here is so bountiful, and here we are bountiful in the stars. We need to fly free with what we are supposed to be in these lives. And I don't just mean individually, but I mean just as humans in general. We are supposed to be these wonderful little silly, curious and wondrous creatures who can, with just a touch, bring in abundance, right? We're naturally inclined to make our surroundings even more abundant. So we have the food forests, of the indigenous people of North America. Even agriculture in its way is a way to make the land more abundant. But just think of yourself. I know for myself anyway. But anytime I see flowers out in nature, there is this desire to maybe take a seed or a cutting and put that elsewhere and make where I live even more abundant in that way, right? It's this natural inclination within us to be free in this way, to dig our fingers into the dirt and be rooted into it, and have that reciprocal giving and receiving that is very integral, very important in the way that we view money. And the way that money has been woven to be this thing that is sort of evil is just simply not true. It's a fine enough system to trade with each other, right? It is a representation of the abundance we have around with each other. It's just that capitalism has turned it into something very nasty, right? It has been used as a tool within capitalism to make rotten forests. Call yourself back from all space and time to feel, sense, and reflect on the oceans of your presence within. We are within ourselves an entire cosmos. Each one of us is an entire cosmos within us, within our minds, even within our bodies. Think of the billions of bacteria and cells that live within us. It's a reflection of the spiritual, of the cosmos, within our spirit, within our mind, and the physical body. And I'm definitely seeing some dreaming here, especially where everybody's eyes are closed. I'm seeing dreaming, these wondrous things. We need to dream these things into reality. We need to take that cosmos and make it manifest in the physical. And we have, these butterflies, moths here, very much transformation within ourselves by taking the cosmos within us that reflects simply us and making that manifest within our bodies, within our thinking minds, but also transforming our dreams into reality. And this comes with, I'm seeing the sun here, I know it's a sun, but this comes with a very open heart. I've heard this said, I can't remember who, I think I've heard it said in several places, but money is green, at least, in the United States. But even we here in Canada have our green money too on the $20 bills. Money is green, and green is the heart space. It is a representation of how we give and receive. So we're dreaming in our new reality, which means being in a better relationship with money as well. Okay. I have my Woodland Wardens here. This deck. Such a lovely back of the cards. Okay. How should we better embody our inner and bigger spiritual cosmos spirit? We just recently had the squirrel and the chestnut here. So we have preparation with the squirrel and the chestnut, and the badger and ginkgo is healing wounds. Again, healing this heart space, right? Healing this heart space for us to allow to be Oh, here's the message. Yes. As I was saying, that money is a reflection of heart space stuff. It is that physical sort of representation of how we give and receive to each other when we don't have something to physically give in return, right now. But we will have that in the future. We're healing our heart spaces here of giving and receiving because it's been so distorted by capitalism, where everything must be a transaction and you have to keep tally of how much you've given other people, because if you don't get what you feel is an equal amount back, then I've been robbed from, right? I've been stolen from. My goodwill is, but that's not how we're supposed to be here. That's not, the squirrel will squirrel away all the nuts it needs over winter. But that's the thing. The land in reciprocation, it allows this give and receive with the squirrel, that these nuts, yes, sure, they could make trees, but all those nuts making trees wouldn't make sense if they're all so bunched together, right? It is this sort of like reciprocal relationship with each other, and that's what needs to be healed here. Our reciprocal relationships within ourselves, within our own hearts, with ourselves, with our spirits, with our bodies, And I'm being led here to say we are in such, it's not only just the mind that we do this to, but we are in not a very good relationship with our bodies. And of course, partly this is being forced to work way too much, but we don't take care of ourselves. We don't take care of just simply these physical bodies. And that's, again, a reflection of how we also are not encouraged to take care of our spirits as well. Our communities as whole, as you get from the micro of me to the macro of your local community, to the bigger macro of, your province or your state, the wider area around you. And then out to the world, right? And out to the cosmos. We don't take care of ourselves. And we have to heal that. We have to take care of ourselves. If we cannot take care of ourselves, we cannot take care of those around us that we do want to take care of. The close loved ones who are important to us. Okay. I have my B Tarot deck. What else would you like us to know about healing our heart spaces and allowing us to be in proper relationship with ourselves, of give and receive with ourselves, and give and receive with others? I mean, again, I'm getting the feeling of being in good relationship with each other. But I think more good relationship with ourselves, with all of ourselves, especially, how can we be in good relationship with our little community here of bees, or the people who are the closest to us, if we are not in good relationship with ourselves? And I'm very much seeing sort of Empress energy and just the way she's dressed, with her crown of flowers here. She is abundant even though her community is small, there is this feeling of being connected to our divinity that we need to get back in touch with. We are all divine. We are all gods. So this is 100%, you know, eating the good cake, dressing as beautifully as you feel on the inside, even, or as beautifully as you want to feel on the inside, and have that be reflected on the outside. A lot of like mirroring sorts of imagery is coming to me in this message. And I think, again, that's part of the give and receive, the give and receive here in Cancer, as we see. The giving to ourselves these things that make us feel the most like ourselves. And then when that happens, we can be perceived by others as this divine being and inspire others to perhaps also take up that that mantle of their divine selves as well. Ooh, hello. I think what this card is trying to tell us is that in becoming our divine selves, especially with the sort of narratives that have been, oh man, it's been a long time of hearing this, but there's only one way and we must be in competition with each other constantly. And it's like, no, what do the honeybees do? They go out and they collect and they move on from flower to flower, focusing on what they themselves are doing, knowing that it is also contributing to community. Community doesn't need to be competition. I mean, competition isn't community. Those two things they don't mesh. They don't work, like weave together. Competition, yes, in sort of demonstrating skills and sports and things like that. It can be a good thing because it allows people to strive to hone their skills and make them as sharp as possible. But also, once the competitions are done, how are you using those skills that you honed to not only serve yourself, but serve everything? Because that's the thing. Everything we do affects other people, right? Everything we do in our lives. And I know there's so much, because, you know, we've been taught so much that we are an island to ourselves and only I am responsible for me. But no, that's not what we are. We are also, again, with the mirroring here, we are also like the humans. All humans are these specific cells on this planet Earth. You know, all these flowers, they are their flowers. They are their own cells on this planet Earth. It's like, you know, the humans are the heart cells, right? And these flowers, they would be, let's say, the lungs cells, right? Everything works in tandem with each other. The cells of humans work together to keep that heart beating, right? These cells of the flowers work together to keep those lungs breathing. And these cells here, these flower cells and these human cells, help the body of this earth keep living. We have the King of Pentacles here, which beautifully demonstrates the mastery of money, not just you know, coins, not just our transactional sort of, but bartering, but I don't currently have, you know, something to trade with you. So instead, here are some coins. The King of Pentacles is in such good relationship with money, with abundance. He is not blinded by money. He is not grown cold because of money. You know, male drone bees, for honeybees anyway, they essentially, their one job is to impregnate a queen. So early in the spring, all these male drones will go out and fly up with the queen in the sky, you know, and one of them will be able to leave what he needs to inside of the queen in order to create the next replacement of all the colony, replacement of these cells, right? But these bees, the male bees, are the first ones to sort of be sacrificed when weather gets really crappy, or when the honey stores have been damaged in some way and there's not quite enough, and also we can't make honey quickly enough. The male bees will die so that the rest of the colony can live. And we're not even going to go there. We're not even going to go there. This is not about gender. This is not about gender at all, or gender roles and gender roles in society. This is just simply about understanding how we give and receive with each other in community. And because the King of Pentacles knows how best to use money in a way that benefits his own life, but also benefits his family and benefits his community by being in good business with each other, being in good community with each other through business. We have just this balanced way of being with money. It allows, when we are in this balance, it allows everything around us to grow and be abundant and be beautiful and be so fulfilling, right? Instead of being this empty sort of hoarding of wealth, like a dragon who never comes out of his cave and only lays and sleeps on his gold. And then if he hears about other gold somewhere, he has to go take it, in turn destroying wherever it is that he has taken it from and the people from that place. But that's not the King of Pentacles. No, the King of Pentacles is using money as a way to, the money is seeds. And he's growing these seeds within his community. And he knows the impact that has on his entire community and on how those roots spread outward from that community and can connect with other networks of roots, right? Because we know that all plants can sort of communicate with each other through their root systems. And so here we have deep, deep, deep roots. Roots that understand exactly what the land needs around them, what that community needs around them, and what all beings in that community needs around them. Not just humans, right? Or not just that plant. We like to call plants that grow in places we don't want them to weeds, but have you ever thought about the fact that, wait, why is that weed growing in that spot specifically that I don't want it to? Is it because there's a deficiency in that soil that could be benefited from by that weed? It benefits at this point from that depleted soil, but once it has passed and it becomes the soil again itself in that spot. It has re-put in those nutrients that were missing in the first place. And the king knows this. They know themselves. They've allowed their higher selves to come out, to be completely embodied, so that he can do the most blessed and highest good for himself and his community. Okay. Any more cards for this reading? One more? Do we want this deck? Yes, we do. Hilariously, I just, when I ask those questions, because when I'm asking spirit things, I don't have a pendulum, I don't have anything else. I just always ask my tarot decks. And yes is all of the even cards, and no is all of the odd cards. I just opened up on the Prince of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles. So here we have understanding that it takes time to build up this long-lasting legacy of what the king can do, right? Of how we can view money as the thing that we give and receive with, as a reflection of how we give and receive with our hearts, with our heart spaces, and how abundant that can make the world around us and ourselves within ourselves. Oh yes, oh yes. This is telling me that we all know, we all intuitively know how to do this. You know, how to be in good community. And here's what I'm seeing here. We are wearing the exact being of our higher self here in the real world, you know, in this physical world. We are wearing this. We are wearing this energy, this divine energy. So we are able to fly, okay? We are able to dream and see what it is that we can bring in through this vessel, this spirit that we have. And then we become this. We become this, we become all of this because we contain multitudes, right? And when we understand that we contain multitudes, we contain both the light and the dark. We have poison here and we have medicine here, I'm seeing. We have both of those things within us. And in balance, they can allow our lives to be incredibly abundant, which therefore leads to the ripple effect of the people around us, their lives also being abundant. And we know the way. It is intrinsic within us. We are born with it. We are born rooted. Look at how her dressed. We cannot even see her at the bottom because I'm getting the image of the bottom of her dress becoming roots into the ground, connected to everyone and connected to our highest selves, our deepest inner selves. Trust yourself. Trust yourself to know what is the right path for you to be walking forward in with those around you, that you may love and support each other and create this abundant, beautiful, interconnected, interwoven world and life for even just yourself. All right. I think that was it. Thank you so much for watching this. I hope it resonated for you. I hope it was healing and full of love. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.